this is my audience. Okay, can you still see me, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Taylor Bryant, and this is my persuasive speech about distracted driving. Did you know that in 2018 alone, there were 2,841 deaths from distracted driving? Even if you are not the one doing the distracted driving, many of the deaths were passengers, pedestrians, and bicyclists. This is also not acknowledging the family and friends impacted from any one of these deaths. When I was younger, my sister would make me extremely nervous while riding in the car with her. She would be smoking a cigarette while adjusting the radio, while texting, while steering with her knees. This always made me very nervous, but with the boom of smartphones and apps, distracted driving has taken on an entire new level of danger. Distracted driving claims many lives, and it is completely avoidable. It is up to each and every one of us to stop this. Let's talk about what distracted driving means. Distracted driving is any activity that diverts attention from driving, including talking or texting on your phone, eating and drinking, talking to people in your vehicle, fiddling with the stereo, entertainment, or navigation system, anything that takes your attention away from the task of safe driving. When you take your eyes off the road for even a second, you put yourself in danger. If you are traveling 60 miles per hour, that is 88 feet where you are driving completely blind. The Traffic Accident Commission of Australia made this PSA to help get the point across in an impactful way.
In 500 meters, turn right.
If you're distracted for just 2 seconds at 50 kilometers an hour, you'll travel 27 meters blind.
As you can see, even a couple of seconds can have a horrendous outcome. I will be focusing mostly on cell phone distractions for the topic of this speech because that seems to be one of the largest issues. Many people acknowledge it is unsafe, but do this activity anyways. How does this problem affect society? Although there were 2,841 deaths in 2018, an estimated 400,000 people were injured in crashes involving distracted drivers. I am sure there are many more near misses where people narrowly escaped an accident, such in the video I showed you previously. There are some solid steps that we can take to eliminate these unnecessary accidents. Step 1 is personal behavior modification. If you are a passenger, help the driver by taking their phone and handling any of the business that they were trying to do while driving. Or as a driver, you can put your phone in the back seat or the trunk, and this will make it impossible for you to be tempted to play with it. A second step is enforcing the laws that we have. There are laws in place against having phone calls and texting and having distracted driving, and it is illegal. The state laws currently in place aren't enforced as much as they need to be. I constantly see distracted drivers when on the road. There have been many times where I avoid accidents 2 moments later see them with their heads down tapping away. There's also technology that can help improve safety. There are eye sensors that alert you when your eyes aren't on the road, and there is tech that allows you to make calls and texts through voice commands in your radio, but these need to be used responsibly because it can also lead to a distracted driving if not being used properly. And according to Statistica, the global market for automotive proximity sensors that can help avoid accidents will jump from $14.11 billion in 2025 to $16.74 billion in 2027. There are also apps that you can use to help you curb your habits. There is an app to lock your phone while driving. I have my phone set to not allow incoming or outgoing calls, texts when it senses that I am in a moving vehicle. There are also apps that automatically respond to your text while driving with a personal message like "on the road, talk to you soon," or even BRB, something simple that lets people know that you're driving and you need to focus. Between contributions by individuals to be a safe driver, the private sector to develop safer car technology features, and the government to hold drivers accountable, a sustainable change can be created. Some of you may be thinking, this doesn't affect me, or other people are bad at multitasking, but I have better focus than others. The last one was what my sister used to say, and let me just tell you now what I told her then. You are wrong. Some may say older people are the ones to worry about because they can't see and are just too old to drive. Looking at statistics from the Department of Transportation survey on distracted driving, only 12% of 65 and older drivers were seen to be distracted prone compared to 58% among drivers below 44. Another point could be that teens are the only ones who need to worry about distracted driving because they are the only ones who are so obsessed with their phones. But this is not true. While there is a large population of teens who are prone to distracted driving, there is a much larger demographic than just teens who are guilty of this behavior. While 12.1% of teens 16 to 20 use smartphone apps while driving, 37% of adults 21 to 44 use these apps, according to the DOT survey. Tech-savvy people may argue that hands-free technology makes it completely safe to call and text while driving. According to the National Safety Council, 50% don't actually see their driving environment. They look up but cannot see what is going on the road, like signs or pedestrians. It's called inattention blindness. Attention to driving decreases 37% while listening to a language. So while you're having that phone call or listening to that radio, 37% of you is completely distracted. And that's a lot when you think about it, because everyone listens to the radio when they're driving, and you don't even think about how big of an impact that has on you. And to think about if you're actually having a conversation with someone and trying to think of a response and think about all the things that they're talking about to you, it's just dangerous and it needs to be avoided. Now that I have a nephew that is going to be driving around with my sister, I know she and I both want to do everything we can to keep him safe. Anyone on the road is at risk, but we can do our part to help solve this problem. As my speech comes to an end, I hope your next journeys do not involve distracted driving. It is clear distracted driving presents a pervasive social issue, but practical solutions can be crafted and put in place to make a sustainable difference. Although society promotes the impossible goal of being an unrelenting multitasker, each one of us must understand the limitations to our focus and prioritize the safety of everyone on the road. Thank you and be safe. Thank you.